Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Josh. What are we going to talk about today?
I want to continue our series where we explain legal terms to non-lawyers. Of course, we are lawyers who represent employees. The vast majority of our clients are non-lawyers, and they hear a lot of terms thrown around that they don't necessarily understand. And one that our clients throw around all the time is the phrase, go to court. As in, well, if this case doesn't settle, are we going to go to court? And people don't often know exactly what they mean by that, and we don't know what they mean either. So tell us, what does it mean to go to court? What do people who might be involved in an action in court need to know about that phrase?
Well, I've found out since being a lawyer that it means a whole lot of different things to a whole lot of different people. So let me try to help. Let's assume that someone has a dispute with their employer. They retain a lawyer, and the lawyer tries to negotiate with the employer to resolve whatever dispute it is. And unfortunately, that doesn't work. As you've learned from many other videos, that means we typically need to file in the Connecticut Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities and our federal counterpart, the Equal Employment Opportunities Commission. So let's assume that you've now done that and the case still hasn't settled. So now you are at a juncture in this case where you do, in fact, need to file a complaint in either state or federal court. That is a legal document that is filed in court. It is a matter of public record. Someone may be able to find that filing in a Google search or some other search looking into you or your employer. But what it doesn't mean, Josh, is that the second you file that complaint in court, that you and your client immediately need to run to the courthouse and you're going to have a trial. There's a whole lot of runway between the filing of of a complaint in court and when an actual jury trial is. So when you're talking to lawyers, we typically talk in terms of when a case is set to go to trial. And that's really at the very end of a lawsuit, right? So the complaint initiates the lawsuit, the trial is typically the end. The meat in between is likely a 2-year process of a number of other procedures, more legal terms that we could talk about at another time. Discovery, pleadings, depositions, mediations, maybe arbitrations in certain circumstances. But there's a lot in between when you and your client are actually going to physically drive to the courthouse, go into a courtroom, you're going to put your client on the stand, and they're going to testify live.
So there you go. Going to court sometimes means physically going to court. Sometimes it means a trial, but it doesn't always. So when you're talking with your lawyer, be precise about what you mean and make sure that you understand what they are saying. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.